It's definitely an interesting question and a hot topic these days. When vaccines were rolled out earlier this year, many companies rushed to get mandatory vaccine policies in place. And some of them didn't really consider the potential outcomes of those policies. For instance, if one of their employees or some of their employees refused to get vaccinated, what they would do in those circumstances. And, when we talk about refusals, we are obviously not including refusals that are grounded in a human rights exemption. So for instance, an employee who will not get vaccinated on medical grounds or religious grounds, those exemptions do need to be accommodated by the company. And so when we're talking about refusals, if you have an employee who's refusing to get vaccinated based on their personal beliefs or their comfort level, the question is, what do you as an employer do in those cases? And, depending on your policies, obviously, there may be different approaches that you take. For instance, placing the employee on a leave of absence until they're ready to get vaccinated, or ultimately terminating them. And if you do decide to terminate, the question is really, is it going to be on a without cause basis or on a cause basis? And the next question would be, well, do you have cause to terminate employees in those situations? And, unfortunately, we don't have the answers in terms of how the courts will decide these cases, because these cases have not come before the courts yet. So, there is an element of risk involved in any option that you take, but, the route of a just cause dismissal will carry more risk and consequence for an employer at the outset. And, whether or not an employer is justified in alleging cause on the basis of a refusal to vaccinate is yet to be determined, but the industry that you're working in will definitely be relevant. So if you're servicing a vulnerable population versus if you're a professional accounting firm where your employees have been working from home for the last year and a half, that will be definitely a relevant consideration. There's a lot to unpack here, and employers have many questions about this issue. Please feel free to reach out to us to guide you through it, and make sure to keep on top of our webinars, because we are discussing this topic on a regular basis in the coming weeks.